Hello, so I'm Daniel Boland, and today I'm joined with some of the potential candidates for the officer roles. If I'll just introduce everyone, and they'll give you their pronouns and what role they're applying for. So if I start here.
Yasin Hussein, she, her, and I am running for Mature Students Part-Time Officer. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you very much.
I'm Jack Davies, he, him, and I'm also running for Mature Students Part-Time Officer.
Great.
Me? Yeah. Good. Yeah. So my name's Tomas. I'm running for full-time liberation officer. So, also he, him.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Hi, my name's Lena Soraya Berdiyong. I go by Shiha and I'm running for part-time BAME officer.
Thank you very much. Knocked off my scorecard. So we're going to be playing Pictionary. Pretty sure most people know it, but you'll be given a prompt. You'll draw a picture on the board, then your teammate will have to guess it. So yeah, if we just get started, and whilst the people are drawing, I'll ask the other people some questions. So if we get started with this side, so if you'd like to pick a prompt each and kind of memorize it. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Oh, is there two in there? Sorry. Hopefully it's not too difficult, but if you get the board, each choose a pen, draw on one side of it, and I'll get started with the questions. Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to draw this.
Okay, well, we'll let you pick another one if it's too difficult. I'll move this to the side a sec. Right, okay.
Okay, we could do this one. Yeah.
Great, so if I set a timer going, and
Quick, I'm guessing his. Final time.
yes, so you'll be guessing his.
Easy peasy.
As they're going along, or no?
So they'll draw it after a minute 30, they'll show you, and then that will be your turn to guess. So if I start the timer now, so start drawing. Well, on this side. So why are you running for your role?
So for me, I understand that change is happening, but I want to commit and create this, and create a great outreach of change. I feel like my concept is quite simple, but it hasn't been done as effectively as I wish it would have been done. And although the school does tackle like racial concepts and racial discrimination in subjects, in my subject architecture, well, I just wish that it was more out there, like communicated. Like sometimes you get lost in translation on where you can get help and how you can certain issues, like where you can get help and where do you go, who do you go and to get the help.
That's great, thank you very much. And the same question here, why are you running for your role?
So since my first year, as an autistic student, I've also been working as a disability champion with the DDSS, and now I'm not that old, but I am getting on, and I've spent over the course of my entire degree sort of helping out with the disabled students and any problems they have in accessing support. And essentially, like, while I do love Sheffield and the support they can give is absolutely exceptional when it's there, there's been a sort of recurring problem of just like support not being there. And I think it's high time, because I've been hearing this problem for the 5 years I've been a student. So I think it's high time that there needs to be a liberation officer to actually sort this problem that affects so many of us. So, and also it's very near and dear to me. So.
Well, that's perfect, thank you very much. And I think we've just run out of time for the first drawing. So if we quickly show it to the camera, just so the people at home can see what we're dealing with.
Lovely people.
So
A dentist.
that was quick. Well
I don't know
done.
how you got that, but
I-
of my drawing. But well done.
Well done. Yeah. So
Okay, I really hope it is what I think it is. It is an elephant, isn't it?
No, it's a hippo. I can't draw. It's a tusk. Hippos have tusks, don't they?
it's a rhino, I think.
I've drawn a rhino.
I thought that was an elephant as well. I'm
a
gonna lie.
biologist, and I forgot what a hippo
But
was.
that's his little trunk.
Yeah.
Why is it so sad?
I don't know. I forgot what.
Probably because it looks like that.
I forgot what hippos were. I drew a rhino.
I mean, it's not a bad rhino in your defence. Well, I think that's the first round done. Yeah. So if you guys pick a prompt, we'll be able to start the next round. I'll take these back. So again, if I restart my timer here and go. So again, same questions. Why are you running for your role?
So for me, I'm very passionate about mature student needs, being a mature student myself, and I'm also very passionate about the fact that mature students need to be treated like the diverse group of people that they are. I myself am a female Asian mature student from a widening participation background with an invisible disability. So these, and a lot of my friends, they face the same barriers as well. So that's why I feel like this resonates with me, this role. But also speaking to other mature students as well, there's a lot of gaps and a lot of areas of improvement within the support services provided to mature students as well that need work. For example, one of the main points that I want to look at is employability support provided to mature students. So having that in place, for example, having like promoting graduate schemes that don't have an age gap on them and actively promoting that through the careers service, but also providing mature students with sufficient and effective sort of well-being services, but also careers counseling as well, that looks at their unique needs and their unique priorities as mature students with competing responsibilities that for oftentimes aren't taken into consideration. And that's another thing that I have an issue with, but a lot of mature students that I've spoken to get frustrated about as well. But yeah, I'm gonna
Well, that sounds
I
great.
could go on.
Thank you very much. And same question here. So, why are you running for your role?
I don't really know what else to say other than what's already been said. I think one of the big reasons I was looking to the role is a sort of it's not a specific issue, but it's an issue I was raised to me with foundation years and the Department of Lifelong Learning. That students that do departmental foundation years are apparently separate to the DLL, and I didn't know about that. And students that do foundation years with the department have reported to me that they have less support than students with the DLL as like as a mature student support. So that's one big thing I'd like to look at. I'd also like to look at another reason is for integrating mature students better into societies, because some mature students, be it work commitments or kids or just feeling a bit old, sometimes feel like they can't really get involved with societies. So that's one of the other things that I wanted to sort of run for.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. And we've run over time a wee bit, but do not worry. So, if we show the pictures now.
The pressure. Wait, this is yours, right?
So it's swapped over.
What?
Rory, was that it?
Yeah, he looks like the demented version of the pond bear.
Oh.
He's got no soul. Okay.
What a lovely way to describe Rory. And see if you can guess yours.
No idea. This is going to be so bad. It says woof dog. Okay. The pressure. It's too much. No idea. Yeah. Sausage dog. Yeah.
Well, we got there in the end. That's good.
Took a while. Took a while.
A long dog. Well,
Is that the camera? I just want to show like my.
oh no, of course.
Like,
I do think it is an amazing
I
picture.
wanted to give him fur like a tiger, but it just looks, it's got a hairy chest.
Well, that's perfect. So yeah, if we take these prompts back and then we'll get some new ones for the next round. If you could pass it down. And yeah. So
You take a picture of it.
That's going on my uni election social. Like,
oh, it needs to go on like your wall in your bedroom. Absolutely sure.
can I just like take this?
Well, I mean, if you get some more prompts now for the next round, and I'll ask some more questions. Maybe if we're drawing, we can angle the board away a little bit, so there's more of a shock factor. Just, I mean, that was shocking.
Add suspense into it.
Yeah.
I had a nightmare about just that last night. So.
So if we take a new prompt now for both of you guys,
Okay, cool. Right.
and need to restart the timer. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go for it.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now, if we angle the board as well, just in case. So, oh, questions have gone. So, what would you say is the point in your manifesto which, like, you believe is the strongest importance that you want to kind of, yeah? So, like, what would you say is like the policy of your manifesto? What you want to kind of enforce in a way?
The creating a comfortable space for the comfortable space. I feel like for everyone, I know that this is mostly for BAME students, and we should be obviously prioritized so there's an equitable like chance for everyone to like be comfortable. But like international students or students with dual degrees, students that are struggling, I really want to create a space where people not necessarily just BAME, can go in and just discuss with someone of like a long week and just get with people that comprehend them, so there's no judgment, no shame, just a really comfortable conversation, and yeah, things getting done that way.
Well, that sounds amazing. Thank you very much. And bringing it back over here, so what would you say is the policy that defines your manifesto, or like your strong point?
Well, on one hand, like I said, my first policy is sort of my nearest and dearest. It's almost like the passion policy that's solely based on supporting disabled students from my personal experience as a disabled student. But I would say the one that might define me, if not that one, would be my second yeah, because I have plenty of great policies, obviously. So, but obviously I think the one that will define my campaign is my second policy on sort of making sure that there's a standardized support network throughout university. I think we were talking about this earlier, and you know, I'm glad that resonated with you as a band student. So, but essentially the policy would sort of standardize support across departments for all liberation groups. So that's not even just the disability that I've based my core policy on, but we've got international LGBT, women, mature students. I fully believe that this second policy sort of works for everybody under the sun, because essentially it comes down to making sure that support that's already there in Sheffield is being provided. It's just sort of organising it, I think, a bit, and I think that's what Sheffield has been missing. So,
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. Again, time's up. Let's show the. If we just show it to the camera as well quickly, just because look at these art expertise, and then we bring it back around here. So
Child in a,
going to give people
child in a, like the bar, like in a.
Don't. It's not.
you have any ideas what
It's
you're-
just. It's
okay,
Child.
I think I do. It's a toss up between a coin or an embryo, because it looks like a coin, like from like the 3D angle, but that is definitely a baby. Am I anywhere
a
close to
coin?
either?
It's a coin.
There is no coin.
No, I thought it was like in a bed sleeping.
There is
I'm
no coin.
confused
It's
by
just
this one
my
now
very
as well.
bad art skills.
No,
I
what is
tried
it?
being too extra with this. It's
do you think yours
being
is
very
the black
simple.
one as well? Drawn,
Baby.
you know.
Well, I'm still figuring out which way I need to be looking at it. Is this
Okay,
upside
I'm gonna
down? Or...
That's the,
Show it to the
not
camera, let's show it
cheating,
to the
is-
camera.
that's the orientation.
So I'm meant to be looking at it like this.
Yes, and I thought it'd be cheating to write the word that appears on it.
Yeah,
so
I wasn't
didn't
sure
write
about.
the
I mean,
word.
I wasn't sure about that with the Rory one.
Yeah.
But,
Diamond.
Is it?
Is it?
I was gonna say like a.
I don't know who to give the point to there.
No, I said
Yeah.
Well, I'll give the point to you guys.
A swimming pool for some reason.
I've never been in the
People
diamond
like
water.
shapes.
Yeah.
That is fair enough. I'll give the point to your team because. Wow. Well,
It's a tricky one.
no, it is a tricky one to be fair,
Yeah.
but
You could have just drawn it. Diamonds. And everyone, gotta think about these.
that would be useful. So again, if we swap over the teams now, again, if you pick another prompt, we can get started in the next round. Hopefully it's not another bear.
Swap the colour pens because I want to mix this up. Let's go crazy on this one.
Great, so let me start the timer again.
Hasn't, I feel like this has already been done.
Do you want me to have a look at the prompts just in case? No, I don't think it has.
Why would I draw? I don't
Good luck.
Oh, do best to see.
So, starting the timer in 3, 2, 1, now. Lovely. So, bring the questions back over here. So, in your policy, what would you say is the one kind of defining feature of your manifesto or like your campaign, what you want to bring to the kind of the role itself?
So, what I want to bring to the role itself, I think it's actually very hard for me because I love all the points that I've made on my manifesto. But I think the one thing that I definitely would bring into University of Sheffield and what support they're providing mature students is facilitating more events for mature students and not just a specific kind of mature student, because oftentimes, like I've said before, mature students get boxed into this neat little sort of category, but having many networking and like a range of different opportunities for mature students to not only connect with each other, because isolation is also very kind of major when it comes to mature students, but also to give mature students that space to network, not only amongst themselves but also amongst professionals. So I was talking about this in the press one as well, but I was saying how about bringing actual professionals into the uni and having actual events just targeted towards mature students to let them know of the many opportunities available to them, but also having drinking versus non-drinking events for mature students as well. Because like I said, mature students aren't a monolith. There's many diverse mature students. But yeah, that's one point that I would like to bring up.
That is great. Thank you very much. And again, I'll bring the same question over here.
I think sort of defining one is would be for the support for foundation years and DLL students, as that I mentioned previously, just to sort of ensure that mature students, yeah, but all students as well as mature students, because it's not just mature students that take foundation years, but ensuring that people that go on to those courses really come out with sort of the best start to their time at university. But especially the idea of sort of making sure that the mature student support is equal on both sides. 'Cause like I said, from what I've heard, the departmental foundation years are kind of lacking in that area. Yeah, and like was mentioned, just the support is so important just because mature students are such sort of an intersectional group. We overlap the most with any other liberation group because obviously a mature student can fall into any of the other groups. So it's just ensuring that the specific support as well for mature student needs is met by foundation years.
That is, again, lovely. Thank you very much. And I do believe it is time to show each other the... Oh, okay, wow. Well, again, if we show it to the camera first, just the beautiful drawings. And now, present it to your other teammate.
Okay, you have to use your imagination on this one, I will be honest.
Okay.
This was a really tricky one.
Yeah, it was broad. Like you can't.
No peeking. No peeking.
Any guesses?
It's looking like very sportsy to me.
He's at the bottom of a hill.
Yes, he is, isn't he? Who's at the bottom of the hill?
The man in red. I don't know. Not to the diamond.
I'm seeing rugby. Is that? But badminton as well.
I don't know. Engineering?
Broad.
Yeah, it's
You're on the right lines.
Is it another building?
No,
Okay.
but it's to do with that. Like another...
Varsity.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
We got there eventually.
You're
Yet
not gonna
again.
Did get there eventually. Well done, that is impressive. It's now 3-1, guys. I mean,
What is it?
So,
there's this varsity, apparently.
Right, okay.
can anyone else guess? I just want to see if anyone can get one.
Is it the bottom of a hill?
Yes,
There's
well,
something down
Is it
from the diamond.
Broom Hill?
no.
Okay, well,
No.
Is it down the hill from the diamond? Is that point?
No, so
Okay.
the prompt was Sheffield Hallam.
Oh,
Like, so there's
okay.
Captain Smiley,
Okay.
the diamond is
Okay.
there. Through the past, there must have been like the
Right,
lift going up and
yeah,
down,
yeah,
and
yeah,
there,
yeah.
those sad people are at the bottom of the hill, and that's
Wow,
Sheffield Hallam.
okay.
So
that is perfect. I do think we're on to the last round now.
Okay.
So I think these are the ones which haven't been done yet. So if,
So this is for a consolation prize for us there.
I mean, you could potentially draw.
Oh, could we?
I
thought it was 3-1.
Yeah, if you win the next two.
Oh, I see. Ah,
So you could
okay.
potentially
What's the play
draw.
for then?
Yeah. So again, if you pick another 2 prompts, and we'll get started with the last questions once I start the timer. Okay, and start. Perfect. So, as we all know, there will be predecessors to your roles, and I want to know what you think they've done effectively well, and also how you'd like to build upon their kind of, I don't want to say legacy, but like what they've done.
I feel like, well, my past predecessor, like I don't know if it was like a year or two ago, but what they did well, I feel like was like just making sure they were like known. I guess.
I can come back to you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'll bring it here then
I'm
first.
happy to answer that one. I think just looking at previous liberation officers and what they've done, I've even while I've been campaigning today, I've directly been referencing sort of built like what I want to do to build on what works. So I will say like Grace Cleary, the current liberation officer, what the work she's been doing in general, even if just in terms of outreach of disabled students, to the point where it was actually Grace who convinced me to even run for the role, and that was only because I was running an event in the Octagon, of course, you know, disability championing it up, and just the fact that she was the first liberation officer that actually like, you know, bothered to come into the octagon and see what the current student, like, you know, what was missing in their year. Like, I just thought that extra mile, and that it showed how much she cared, and that's what I want to sort of like work on myself, you know, and actually showing just how passionate I am for all the students of all liberation groups and just how far I'll go to support them. That is one, but I also have to, I can't ignore the work that Shona, the liberation officer before that, did. I've directly been referencing her policy on tea and talk, which essentially is hiring out coffee revs and just using that as almost like a guise for any student to come in and bring any problem. Like, it's ingenious just because of how approachable it really is, and just how much you can really get about hearing about, you know, mistakes across departments, across the entire university, while you're just drinking Tetley tea. I just think it's quite amazing what they've both done, and I'd love to hold a candle to them, honestly. Yeah, so yeah.
That's lovely. And if I bring it back here,
Yeah, okay, I figured I had so many things going on in my head, but my thing is the newsletter like concept. I feel like I don't know if the current one is doing it, but the last one I remember in first year, like resources and things to read when it's in certain months or certain appreciative months, like it's Black History Month, or like Women Month, or like focusing on these specific topics and giving like reading books, or like even like reading suggestions, just allowing people to broaden their knowledge on certain concepts. I thought that was really beautiful, and I would love to carry that on as well.
oh, that's great. Thank you very much. And oh, we have done with the drawings. Time has gone over as well.
Is that
So, if we just show it to the camera first, and then, yeah, and then bring it back round.
No, it's got to be a penguin.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's one animal.
Is yours Pop Tarts as well?
Pop star?
Popstar?
Ah, that was close though. I do think we have to give that to the team number one though.
did we win?
You can potentially draw now because this will be the final round. I do think there are only 2 prompts left though, so
There you go.
we'll have to see how this goes.
Okay.
And I'll restart the timer. Okay, and go. So, same question as before. So, your role obviously has a predecessor. Now, what do you think they've done exceptionally well? And how would you want to kind of build upon, I'm going to say again, their legacy?
So with the current officer, Freya, I really find it admirable the work that she's done around like inclusivity and around like taking into account different mature students as well, but also the challenges that she had to face as an officer with COVID as well, how she's navigated that. I think that's like very admirable. The officer before that, because mature student role is actually a pretty kind of new role, the officer before that, I have to mention Thomas Hill. He did so much, which I think was so impressive. He actually ran a campaign around getting more mature students to actually apply for the part-time mature student officer role, and the campaign was so successful. It got like the 80% increase of like engagement within mature students, which is like so impressive to me. It's really impressive to me. He also diversified the kind of events that were held for mature students as well, and he was really adamant about making sure that the right opportunities were being promoted for mature students, so that they had access to all the opportunities that they needed to grow professionally but also personally within their uni life. And that's something that I really want to emulate, take points from Freya but also take points from Thomas as well, and yeah, do my best in the role.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. And I'll bring it back here. So, yeah, last question.
Freya's done a fantastic job this year, particularly with reviving the Mature Students Committee, which sort of died a bit of a death over COVID. And they've done a really good job at sort of reviving that and getting mature student events back on and events with other societies. And that's one of my points in my manifesto is I'd like to make sure that the committee stays strong and keeps doing these events and gets more mature student events. They've just done a really good job with that sort of side of things. And policy-wise, I'm the mature students rep on the council, so I've worked with Freya on sort of policy, and I've talked to them about sort of that sort of issue and passing SU policy to do with protecting foundation years and things for mature students, and that's something that they've done really well, and that I obviously would want to continue. So yeah.
Well, that's great, and it looks like the drawings are done as well. So, again, if we show it to the camera first. and then we show it to the others now.
Well, it's got to be a
There's-
slug.
I find these drawings very cute.
Slugs aren't that
He's
cute.
just vibing.
I used to get them in my
Unicorn?
bedroom. No.
Yes.
Wow, I mean, you both guessed it fairly quickly, but the guys did guess it first.
This one?
I, by the looks of it, is a draw. You've both done, like, all of you guys have done amazingly.
Great.
Well done, but thank you for joining us. I hope you've had a lovely time. It's been great meeting you all, but yeah, thank you very much, and I hope your kind of application goes well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for giving us the space.
Oh, no worries.
There we go.
I'm guessing this is a 3.